Alright guys, happy Friday. You should have a Friday Investigation 11 in your packet. Start with your name on the top. We are going to talk about scale drawings today. If any of you are going to be architects, or if any of you guys are going to ever be in any of the trades, this is a good investigation for you. We won't have a lot of questions in our normal lessons with this one, but we want to take this one today for all of you that be in the trades someday, or you want to design anything someday, design your own home, or maybe you want to lay out your bedroom a certain way. This is called a scale drawing. Well, what is a scale drawing? A scale drawing is a picture or diagram of a figure that has the same shape as the figure, but in a different size. So obviously they couldn't fit my bedroom in the book, so they made a scale drawing. Below the scale drawing of a bedroom, notice the legend to the right, that's right here, of the picture. It shows that 1 inch on the scale drawing represents 8 feet in the actual bedroom. The equivalent 1 inch equals 8 feet is called the scale. A scale is a ratio that shows the relationship between a scale drawing or a model and the actual object. Since 1 inch in the picture represents 8 feet, we can check out all these other things down below. So if you had a half an inch, what's half of 8 equals 4 feet. And if you had a fourth of an inch, what's a fourth of 8 is 2 feet. And if you had an eighth of an inch, that would actually equal 1 foot. If we measure the picture, we will find it is 2.5 inches. So let's test them, see if it's right. Start at the 0 on the inch. Sure enough, there's 2. There's 2.5 on my little purple ruler here. So that's right. 2.5 inches, or 20/8 inches long, and 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches wide, or 12/8 inches wide. This means that the actual room is 20 feet long and 12 feet wide. Now don't write that in your books. However, we're going up to number 14 today, so go on number 15, because we want to be able to check this out. Go ahead and draw your rectangle. And we said that it is 20 feet long and 12 feet wide. And that'll help us later on if we want to take a look at what it actually is. I don't know how big your bedrooms are. If your house, mine certainly isn't 20 feet by 12 feet. That's a pretty large bedroom. But this one in our book is. Okay, so now it says, what's the actual distance between the beds? What is the distance between the two beds if 1 inch equals 8 feet? Sorry, and that's the inside. And so this one is actually a half of an inch. So let's go ahead and say 1/2 of an inch, and a half times 8 feet, or 8 over 1, equals, good job, 8 halves. Improper fraction, I must divide. When you take 8 divided by 2, you're going to get 4. 4 what? 4 feet. So now we see that each one of these little tick marks are 4 feet. 4, 8, 12, 16, and this one combined would be 20. And is that what we said about this? Yes, 20. So we know we got the first one right. Let's move on. Number 2. 2 says, what is the actual length and width of the dresser? So here's the dresser, and we got it. We know that if it goes to this line was 4 feet, and it looks like it's a fourth, so it would be 5 feet. And we know that this one from here to here would also be 4 feet, and that's half of that. So what's half of 4 feet? Well, let's get it on our paper if we're not sure. 1/2 of 4, divided by the bottom number. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. So the length is 5 feet, and the width is 2 feet. Number 3. Number 3 says, what is the actual area of the entire room? What is the area if you subtract out the closet? So we got 2 questions in one. Let's do the whole room. That's why our picture down here is so helpful. 20 times 12. Area equals length times width. Area equals 20 times 12. I'm going to hang that 0 out actually and put it over here, 0. 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 1 is 2. Area equals 240 feet squared. Now we want to subtract out the closet. we notice the closet is one of these ticks across, which we said was 4 feet, and 2 ticks high, 8 feet. So we're going to go ahead and take 4 times 8. Hopefully you got 32. Now if you subtract 32 from the area of the whole room, you're going to come up with 208 feet squared. So now you know how much bedroom space you have, not counting your closet. Number 4. It says, what is the actual length and width of the beds? Well, the length of the bed is one group of 4 and a half a group of 4. So 4 plus a half of 4, which is 2, would be 6. So the length is 6, and the width is one of these ticks is 4. So we got length equals 6 feet, and width equals 4 feet. I wonder if it asks for the area of the bed. What is the actual length and width? Nope. What is the actual length and width of the desk? So here's your desk over here. Notice it's 4, and then it's half of one of these, and we said half of one of these is 2. So our length is 4 feet, and our width is 2 feet. Length equals 4 feet, width equals 2 feet. Cruising, guys, you're killing it. Number 6. It says, identify an object in the picture that is about 5 feet long. We already had this one. That would be the chest. The chest is 5 feet long. Notice it's 4 to here, and about a fourth would be 1 more feet. That's the chest. And number 7. Now we're talking about something new here. This is Andrew's on the corner of Wilson and 3rd Avenue. Well, that's right here. His position is marked by this X. Andrew's house is which is halfway between Taft and Lincoln. Taft and Lincoln halfway on 5th Avenue. It's represented by the house. Now we got to go to the scale drawing to help us. Each inch equals 200 yards. So let's go ahead and measure this. This is 1 inch. So from 4th to 5th is 200 yards. I'm sorry, from 3rd to 4th. From 4th to 5th is 200. From 5th to 6th is 200. Now with these over here, scale drawings, is a half an inch. So each one of these going up would be 100 yards. Okay, that's kind of nice. Let's just check out 7 through 11. It says, how far is Andrew from the movie theater? Now, the movie theater is this thing that looks like this. And I see it right down here on 6th Avenue at the corner of Wilson and 6th. So he's 1 inch, which is 200 yards, 2 inches, which would be 2 times 200 yards, 3 inches, which would be 3 times 200 yards. So 200 yards times 3 would give you 600, what? 600 yards. Number 8. How far is he from the RX, which is the drugstore? That's a symbol for a drugstore like Walgreens. On the corner of Center and 3rd. Now it's 1, 2, 3. But each one of these is a half an inch, so it's each one of these is 100 yards. Count them with me. 100 yards, 200 yards, 300 yards. Each going up and down is 100. There's 3 of them, so you'd have 300 yards. Number 9. It says, how far is he from the library on the corner of Carter and 5th Avenue? Describe 3 shortest routes he could take to get to the library. I don't know how you're going to get the 3 shortest routes. You can either go here to here, here to here, or you could jig-jag in here, but they're all going to be the same length. So let's count how far over he's got to go. 1, 2. And each one of those is an inch, so you're going to take it times 200. So you got 200 times 2. That gives you 400, but that only got you to 5th Avenue. Now you're going to have to get up to the library. 1, 2, 3. And those are each 100. So go ahead and take 100 times 3. The math is pretty easy today. And then you're going to add 400 plus 300 at the end, and you're going to get 700 yards, so it's pretty far to the library. 10. How far is Andrew from his house? Now here's his house. So this is the only one I think is a little tricky. First of all, we're going to go over 2 inches, and each inch is worth, first of all, you're going to go over 2 inches, and each inch is worth 200. So go ahead and take 200 times 2. Gives me 4 inches. Now we're going up. 1 is 100, and it's about halfway. So you got to think about what's half of 100. Good job, 150. So we're going to go ahead and add 150 to our 400. And you should come up with 550 yards. Number 11, it says measure a straight line distance in inches between Andrew's starting point and the corner of Center and 5th Avenue. And here's Center, here's 5th. So we're going to measure from the starting point to Center and 5th. Center and 5th. And notice it's about Center and 5th is a library. It's about 2.5. 2.5 inches. From this measurement, estimate the actual straight line distance. So this is like if you were flying like a bird. 2.5 inches. So I'm going to take the 2 times the 200 first. And I get 400. And I'm going to take the half of 200. And hopefully you know that divide by the bottom number. 200 divided by 2 would be 100. And so our total would be 500. Straight line, 500 yards. That'd be like if you could cut through people's backyards, fly over buildings. Straight line path is always the shortest distance between 2 places. Our third example here, it says a familiar type of scale drawing is a map. On a certain map of New York City, the scale is 2 inches equals 1 mile. This means that 2 inches on the map represents 1 actual mile. What is the length of the map corresponding to the actual distance of 3 miles? So if 2 inches equal 1 mile, and now I have 3 miles, 2 inches equals 1 mile, and now I have 3 miles. 1 times what number equals 3? 1 times 3, whatever I do to this side, I got to do to this side. 2 times 3 equals what? 6 inches. 6 inches. Now it says, what fraction of a mile corresponds to a half an inch on a map? Fraction of a mile. 2 inches equals 1 mile. What fraction of a mile corresponds to a half of an inch? I'm going from 2 inches to 1/2. In other words, how many halves are in 2? Well, if I had 2 pies and I cut them into halves, I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm actually going to divide that by 4, or take a mile and divide by 4, and I get 1/4 of a mile. That one was kind of hard. And the last one. What length on the map represents the actual distance of 5 miles? So we have 3 miles. Sorry, 2 inches equals 1 mile, and now I want to get to 5 miles. 2 inches equals 1 mile. I want to get to 5 miles. 1 times what equals 5? 5. Whatever I do that side, I have to do this side. And 2 times 5 equals 10. 10 what? 10 inches. Alright, class, I know it was a little bit longer video, but it was kind of a short investigation, about 1/4 of a normal math class, so hopefully you had the time. Check mine out. Make sure you did it exactly like that. Should be an easy A+ for you. I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday. God bless the rest of your day.